my name is Shadab, and I currently work as a editorial lead for visual and data journalism team at the BBC in Delhi. Data in itself sounds scary, but did we know that it can actually tell you stories? So, and this is something which I really want to highlight with students. So, and in this project, basically, the idea is to train young students to understand the data from the point of view of relatability, and teach them the right skills which they can use to extract the numbers and, of course, convert those numbers into stories, which we all want to hear. So we are looking at data analysis and visualizations and writing the stories and everything. So I think the impact of this project would be largely around, by the end of this project, students will understand like how we can scrape. When I say scrape, it's technically pulling the data from a particular source, and how you can do that with ease, and what you can do with those numbers. So that's where the analysis part comes in. So you can analyze that number and then the statistics and actually visualize those data in a way to tell stories. So that is something which will come out by the end of this project, and the students will learn. So I'm really focusing on the analytical thinking. So when you are working with numbers, it's not just trying to build a pattern around it. It's also important that we are trying to find answers, and we're trying to whenever you have a hunch about something, that is something which you're going to completely you have to establish the relationship with whatever hunch you have with the numbers. And also it allows you to have creativity. So when we are talking about reshaping the data in a way which can be understood by everyone, and that brings the creativity in terms of how do you produce the charts and how do you make it accessible and all of that. And then one of the most important thing is basically the attention to detail. So when you are working with the data and statistics, you are being very careful with what you are producing and how you are actually analyzing it. You don't really want it to be something which is pre-decided or with any confirmation bias. So we need to make sure that you're putting all the attention to those numbers and statistics you're going to be using. So the weekly goals is basically the first. And in the first week, we just want to explore the fact that what are the good real-world examples of the data storytelling. And of course, there are many organizations out there who are doing great work. So we will explore that, and we will try to understand what they are doing right and what they are doing wrong, and where we can come in as in order to fill that gap. And on the weeks 2, we will be doing hands-on training on the tools, what these tools can do, and how students can actually fit their own personal narratives around it. That is something which we are going to be exploring on the week 2. And on the week 3, we will have basically the product launch. So all the tools which we have used, it will be put into action, and basically we will see whatever the tools we have learned into practice. And of course, in the week 4, we are going to have feedback and discussions on the next steps to take this experience forward and try to understand how we can build future projects based on the learnings we have done. So the final outcome will be basically a comprehensive understanding of data as a storytelling tool and its uses. So we are not just looking at the numbers, but we are also looking at how we can use those numbers to tell stories.